Welcome to this video presentation of the United Nations and the Troop Police Contributors Recce Visit. After this presentation, you should be able to summarize the purpose of the United Nations and the Troop Police Contributors Recce Visit, explain the importance of the United Nations and Troop Contributors Recce Visit. The purpose of the Reconnaissance Visit is to confirm that the Troop Contributors table of equipment, operational plan and concept, logistic concept, corresponds with the United Nations mission concept of operation and logistic sustainment. And if there's a mismatch or if it doesn't correspond, find possible solutions. The United Nations has two documents that describe the Recce Visit procedures: the United Nations policy and the United Nations Standard Operational Procedures on Recce Visit. Both documents are good tools to understand, prepare for, and participate in the Recce Visit. The Recce Visit has to be approved by the Under-Secretary General of the Department of Peace Operations. All costs related to the Recce, according to the approved request, will be covered by the United Nations. There is a limited number of seats available for the Troop Police Contributors in the Recce Visit. The Troop Police Contributors decides which functions that will participate. It will typically be minimum the unit commander and a logistician. It is possible for the Troop or Police Contributor to bring extra personnel to the Recce by cover all their costs, but this must be approved by the mission. Remember that it is the mission that has planned the Recce, and they are responsible for all transportation and force protection during the Recce. Extra personnel from a troop or police contributor might therefore be a challenge. The duration of the Recce Visit is planned in relation to the tasks and the opportunity to get around in the mission area. However, a Recce Visit typically has a duration of up to 5 days. It's therefore important that the participating personnel are well prepared and that specific needs and requests for information are sent to the mission in advance so that the visit can be carried out as effective as possible and with the best possible outcome. The Troop Police Contributor probably has many aims for the outcome of the Recce Visit. On this slide, we have only listed the most obvious logistic aims for a Recce Visit. The aims will of course vary from mission to mission or from Troop or Police Contributor to Troop Police Contributor. To be able to ask the correct questions or to know what questions you should ask, you need as a logistician to do a solid preparations. The most important information you need is to know your national and your unit's logistic concept and the unit commander's logistic requirement. Secondly, you need to be familiar with the logistic requirements in the Troop and Police Contributor Guidelines for Formed Units and the logistics and operational requirements from the United Nations Statement of Unit Requirement. Thirdly, you need to combine all this information and create a list that analyzes all the logistics tasks or responsibilities. Furthermore, who has these responsibilities? The United Nations or the Troop Police Contributor? The result of this list will probably give you many questions or areas where you need more information. Make note of all your questions and needed information and create a list of all your requests for information. Logistic inputs to the National Recce Visit Plan. By using the map and what you already know regarding the planned positions for the unit camp, you should make a list of sites or areas of interest and places important to visit. Looking back on earlier video presentations and tasks, we have been discussing some officers in the missions which is important to make contact with. Example, transportation section for UN driving license, insurance and registration plates for the vehicles, or the supply section for food ordering. There will probably be other sections that are important, depending on your unit's tasks or suggested self-sustainment categories from the Statement of Unit Requirement. Your requests for information from the previous slide needs to be combined with the request for information from the other sections in your headquarters. Remember that it is the United Nations field mission that plans the Recce visit. You do not know if it will be possible to move around in the mission, or if you have to be in only one location during the whole Recce. All participants in the Recce need to have access to all requests for informations and be familiar with the National Recce Visit Plan. This way, they can support each other in finding all the necessary answers. The Recce report must be written and signed by both the field mission and the troop police contributors before leaving the mission area. A signed Recce report confirms the findings and agreements listed in the report. A signed Recce report will be useful during the Memorandum of Understanding negotiation when discussing amendments or changes due to findings during the Recce visit. The signed Recce report will be sent to both the Department of Peace Operations and the Department of Operational Support in the United Nations headquarters in New York. In addition to the formal Recce report, the troop or police contributor delegation can issue a pure national report. Both reports should be able to clarify most of the submitted requests for informations and confirm or kill your assumptions or concerns. Both reports should be the foundation for development of the final deployment plan. We have in this presentation introduced you to the United Nations and the Troop of Police Contributors Recce Visit. Key takeaway: Recce Visit is planned by the field mission, not by the Troop of Police Contributor. The better plan, including your questionnaires or concerns the Troop Police Contributors prepares, the better the result and outcome of the Recce Visit. The Recce report should be signed by both the United Nations field mission and the troop police contributors before leaving the mission. Thank you for following this presentation.